Hello, beautiful, and welcome to this Sunday Live, where we're going to talk about if you might be one of all the women who find it difficult and challenging to be in silence, who rather choose to do guided meditations if they are doing any meditations, because doing meditations without guidance is too scary. This is something I heard from one of my clients in Queen Formation who shared last week, and this is where I got this idea from to talk about this topic, because she shared that she can only do guided meditations. And now I remember that I didn't put on my microphone. Oh, so many things to think about. Gonna see if I can connect this little quickly while you are here with me. I'm sorry for this little lack of preparation, but I'm gonna see if I can quickly get some. You have to connect it, because so many have complained about bad sound when I've been doing this, and then I realized that I could actually use this microphone. Let's see if we can. Yeah, why should something be easy? But please let me know if you're coming in now. Let me know in the chat where you are tuning in from while I am trying to fix this. I know it worked last time, so I should be able to get this going today as well. So let me know in the chat where you are from, and let me also know if you are familiar with doing meditations, or are you one of them who feels uncomfortable being in silence? Let me know, let us know, because I think this is a big misunderstanding when it comes to how we can meditate. I think we complicate it in so many ways, and I obviously don't get this to work. So I hope I can speak up so that you can hear me loud and clear. Yeah, so let me know in the chat. Hi, beautiful Lena from Sweden. Thank you for being here. Yeah, meditations. How do you relate to this topic? What's your experience? Let me know, and let's talk about it. Because again, my client who shared, she felt comfortable while someone was guiding her, when someone could kind of help her to how shall I say, like prepare her for what to expect during the meditation. And at once, when she tried to meditate on her own and she couldn't handle all these thoughts coming up, we all know that there is a lot going on in our mind, right? And if we are not aware that what it comes from and why, and that it isn't really you, it can be scary when we don't have that understanding. Yeah, let's see what you're writing, Lena. I love it now, but they used to stress me out because I couldn't relax. No. And this is it, right? If we think that meditation is equal just silence, and what we experience is this noise, then this war within us gonna start again, right? We're gonna be feeling this resistance to doing it, and we will stop. But if we understand that to meditate is not about like being, you are silent, but you are just the observer of what is going on in your mind. You can just back off a few steps. Can you say that? I don't know. But you can just be there and listen. You will learn so much about yourself. You will deepen your relationship to yourself just by being there and listening. So who of all of you who's tapping in here now, hello Jennifer, welcome. Let me know, what is your experience from meditations? Have you been uncomfortable? And I think it doesn't really have to be like laying down or sitting down in a quiet room and doing this meditation. I mean, to meditate can be so many things. Once you go out for a walk, it can be a space of meditation, just because you silence your mind. You are just in silence with yourself, right? But as long as we use all these distracting tools like our mobiles and screens and music and AirPods, to distract us, then we're not in silence. And why are we always distracting ourselves? And that's what we talked about last week in Queen Formation. And it is because so many of us feel uncomfortable when it is silent, because this voice starting to run on autopilot is always there. But as long as we keep ourselves busy, we don't hear it. But if you stop, you pause, you might close your eyes, and you start to listen. That can be really scary if you're not used to that. So let me know. Comment below and let me know what's going on for you. Cindy, welcome to this live. Hello. I don't mind silence during the day, and I have meditated in the day, but for the past few years I can't sleep without talking in the background. I can't sleep without talking. So you have to have something on. That's interesting. Can you see that something happened a few years ago when this started? Have you reflected upon that and maybe seen some pattern? Did something change? Because the best thing obviously is not to have anything that distracts our deep sleep, right? But you are okay with meditation in the day anyway. Okay, so what is it that you're listening to during the night, during your sleep then? Yeah. So many things are going on in people's life, right? And once we understand that it is our subconscious mind, it's a deep programming that some of it we were born with, and some of it we got during our childhood, most of it I would say. We were programmed from a very, very early age. And then we just been adding on to this because we have accepted it, and we have gone into this loop of worrying and doubting, and it just goes on and on and on and on without our awareness. So once we give ourselves this gift, which it is, to silence our mind, like no, I shouldn't say silent our mind. I just stay in silence to observe what is going on in our mind. This is when we can wake up and wow, why am I holding on to so much of these old stories? Because that is what's going on. And that can be scary. It can be really, really scary. Because it's a lot of this shit of not being enough, not being good enough, not being worthy of being loved, not being everything that keeps running on autopilot. It's chaotic. So no wonder that we are keep distracting ourselves. No wonder at all. Yeah, you have meditated in the past, Cindy. Okay. So what made you stop? Meditate. I'm curious. Let me know. Because again, giving ourselves these moments of silence, it's the most valuable gift we can give to ourselves. Because that is really when we get to know ourselves. When we can deepen this understanding why I am so exhausted, why I feel the way I feel, because you are supposed to be the observer, because you are not the one who's speaking up here. You are not this inner voice. You are not this noise. And once we understand that, it's easier to be in silence. And we can actually have some fun with it. Yes, it can be painful to hear all these thoughts and noise, but we can allow ourselves to have a few laughs when when we realize what's going on, because it's a lot of nonsense. It is a lot of nonsense, and we want to catch it. There was an incident where I was threatened but not harmed, and I think I felt unsafe to sleep in silence since then. I listen to sleep stories or true crime stories at night. Whoa. Okay. So that's where it comes from. What actually can help you to move towards sleeping without having to have all these stories is to affirming that you are safe. Use mantras. I remember when I went through some of the toughest time in my life a few years ago, and I felt really unsafe. I was very, very close to end this life because I couldn't feel there were a way out. But I started to affirm that I am okay, I am safe, and I am loved. I was just going on walks with my dog, and I was saying this over and over again. I'm okay, I'm safe, I am loved, I am okay, I am safe, and I am loved. And in the beginning, it felt strange, of course. But after a while, I noticed how it calmed my whole nervous system. It grounded me. It helped me to anchor in myself. I could tap into my own trust, my inner trust. So what happened for you is really that this incident, this situation, took that away from you, the feeling of safety. And that is the most important thing for us, especially as women, to feel safe. So no wonder you have difficulty to sleep, but you can overcome this. It doesn't have to be this way. So give yourself moments during the day. You can just repeat it silently in your head, or you can go out for a walk as I did, and just sing it. Just use it as a mantra. I'm okay, I am safe, and I am loved. Give it a try and let us know how it goes. Thank you for sharing this, Cindy. Jennifer, welcome. I found from a guided meditation that when deep breathing is part of it, I am able to calm down enough to relax. Yeah, I listen to it when I'm restless and I sleep better. Yeah. I think that once we learn to really recognize how we use our breathing, I mean, our breath is a gift. We don't have to think about it. It's just, I mean, we never worry about will I catch another breath when I exhaled? It just goes on autopilot. But once we become aware of it and we can deepen it and we can do this different kind of breath work, there is an ocean, different ones out there. It really helps us to ground ourselves, to connect within. And that is what it takes. If we want to go deep into meditation and really experience these beautiful moments with ourselves, it is to be present. And breathwork helps you with that. I'm glad that you have found that way of doing it. I celebrate you, Queen. You're never giving up on yourself. You keep finding things that works for you. Wow, well done. Breathwork is just amazing. Always before I do this lives or when I have my live calls with our community, Queen Formation, I always sit down in sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes. And today, obviously, I sat a little too long because I forgot to prepare my microphone. So I apologize if my sound is a little bad because I was focusing on breathing, to anchoring myself before this live. And it makes such a difference because it helps me to be present here with you. If I just stay busy until 1 minute before I'm going to go live and just run here and press the button, go live, I'm not really here, right? So breathing really helps. So if you have a job or if you are having situations ahead of you where you might be a little nervous or you you want to give yourself the best way to focus and be present, use deep breathing. You can use this box breathing, like breathing in 4 seconds, hold breath for 4 seconds, and breathe out 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and do this at least 16 times. It really, really helps you to calm down and be centered and grounded and really present. Thank you for sharing, Jennifer. Yeah, thank you, Cindy. And I'm happy you will start meditating again. Yay! We all need these reminders, right? We can help each other to to remember what we want to give to ourselves. And one of the best gifts is to just stop. Give yourself this pause to rest and to reflect and to just listen what's going on right now. And we can try it right here in this moment. Just close your eyes and take a deep breath. And then ask yourself silently, I wonder what next thought will be. I wonder what my next thought will be. Did you notice that small gap? That short moment of stillness. You were present. This is what we are when we stop and pause. And self-love begins right there. The love for yourself begins in that moment when you give yourself time to pause and to breathe and to reflect and to feel. Because that's the moment where you're meeting yourself, your true self. But it takes for you to stop and be brave enough to listen. So for you who came on here recently, let us know in the chat where you are tuning in from, and let me know if you feel uncomfortable when you stay in silence. What happens? Let us know, because I think it's so powerful if we share with each other. And what came up for you if you gave yourself this moment now and asked yourself, I wonder what my next thought will be. We can have so much fun with ourselves if we just give ourselves a little time and be a little more playful and not taking ourselves so seriously, and choose to be curious. I wonder what will come up if I give myself this moment of stillness and move into this exercise with curiosity and excitement instead of fear. We can choose. We can choose. You set the intention before you do it. You choose. We always have the power to choose. So share in the chat where you are on this journey. Because we really want to stop fighting our thoughts. I think many of us are resisting what is coming up. We don't want to be in that war. We want to be in fully acceptance, just accepting whatever comes up. It's okay. I can learn from this. It's part of my growth journey. So are you meditating today? How does it go? Do you still think that all this chatter which is going on in your mind while you meditate, whether you are sitting, laying, or walking in the forest, or wherever you choose to have a meditation, because every time when we give ourselves these moments to be in silence with ourselves, whether it's while we are walking or sitting or laying, is an opportunity to just observe what is going on. But I want you to remember that this voice is not you. It's not you. It is old programming that is just running on autopilot. And you have the opportunity to listen, to observe, and to learn, so that you can become aware of, wow, this is a pattern. This keeps showing up. I want to create some more healthy and sustainable thoughts that I can choose to affirm, because every thought is an affirmation and it is programming our subconscious mind over and over and over again. So awareness is key if we want to change something in our life. First, we recognize it. Then we can change. We can never change anything that we're not aware of. It's as simple as that. Lena, yes, I think that is where I was. I was fighting my very busy mind all the time. Yeah. Yeah, me too. I couldn't meditate. I couldn't. I think when I started, I was like our client who shared last week about she only choose to do guided meditations. She needs always to have someone who's guiding her, so she's not alone with her own thoughts. So that is something to reflect upon. Why do we feel this way? Why is it so scary? Well, we were never taught how to do this. And I think many of us, we just got this idea that meditation is going to be like a silent mind. But no, 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 no. Once you have been doing a lot of meditation, and I mean, you've been going really deep, and when you really live your life in calmness and the most spiritual way, of course, it will be more and more silent. But in the beginning, it's a circus, it's chaos, it's just constant chattering. So don't be surprised and don't be scared and don't stop. Whatever you do, don't stop. Keep going. Keep giving yourself these moments, because it changes everything. Cindy, I thought I'm resisting acting on my goals because I'm not pausing to connect with myself and check in on what I actually want. I'm forcing myself to act without internal connection. This is so this is so common, Cindy. It's I used to live there. I was just running through my life. I was never pausing. I was always in my masculine energy, which is the drive, right? Forcing, pushing, acting, doing, being busy. And it's nothing wrong with the masculine energy, but it needs to be in balance with our feminine energy. So the last few years when I've been on my journey, I have really learned to tap into my feminine energy and stop and listen to my heart and connect with myself. Because that's when you can hear what your heart is whispering, what you really, really, truly want, and what you dream of, what you would love in your life. And it's from that place you want to make your choices, make your important decisions, instead of acting from this busyness, from this masculine energy. I remember one of my mentors, she taught me that you make the decisions from your heart, from your feminine energy. You stay in stillness until you find the answers. And once you know what you want, what you would love, you set this goal, then you let the masculine energy within you take action. It's the masculine energy that execute, because we can't just sit meditating all days, right? Nothing will change in our life. But when we want to find out what's going on, what would I love, we do it from our feminine energy, from our heart. Yeah, so thank you for sharing, Cindy. So start to practice this, to pause. You can pause. I in the beginning I put my alarm on my mobile once an hour. Would you say that? Once an hour? Every hour? And just give myself a couple of minutes. It doesn't have to be for long. It doesn't have to be like 10 minutes meditation every hour. Just to kind of a reset, to come home and like, okay, what's going on? What have I been doing the last hour? Because sometimes life is running so fast that we're not even aware of the choices we make. What we eat, what we think, what we say, what we do. So the secret to change something is to stop and to become aware. And like, catch yourself. Without judging. We never judge. Even if we find ourselves in the fridge taking the tens cookie in a couple of hours. We never judge ourselves. We just, ooh, it's interesting. Why am I doing this? Don't I value myself more? Yeah, so thank you, Cindy, for sharing this. And give yourself these pauses, because you deserve to stop and breathe and become aware of what you would love the most. I'm curious to find out how many in here is just running on autopilot. A good thing to find out is to, you can every day start to ask yourself, what was my first thought this morning? If you can remember that, it's really good. Because then you have been connected, you have been aware. And in the end of the day, when you go to sleep, you can do a little exercise of trying to remember what has happened. Remember what have I done? What thoughts has been running in my mind? What have I felt? What have I experienced? What's the choices I made? You work yourself backwards and see how far you can come. And that will tell you if you're just living your life on autopilot or if you are connected and aware of your choices. Jennifer, the word surrender has come up for me quite often. The silence is uncomfortable for me. Some days I wake up anxious. My brain races ahead before I can even open my eyes. It's scary. I have to get up. Yeah. And again, you are not alone. This is how my mornings used to look like, and I know many of my clients are sharing the same experience. And yes, there's many things that we need to surrender to, but I also want to add that if we make conscious choices during our waking hours, like let's say tonight, before you go to bed, you give yourself an hour before you go to sleep without your phone. You turn off your phone at least an hour before. Don't end your day with screen time. You want to be in a place with yourself where you are having loving and uplifting and positive thoughts, like holding you in a safe space. You can do this. And what you are experiencing is really the young version of you who's not safe. So you, as an adult, want to create this space for her to feel safe. And how we end our day before we fall into sleep is, I would say, even more important than how we start our day. If we can balance these two to end our day in a beautiful way with maybe doing a little meditation or just sitting writing some beautiful words like you need to hear to feel safe, like I am okay, I am safe, I am loved, I am worthy of loved I'm worthy of love. I am, you know, you find the opposite to this horror that is going on in your mind. You shift it and you create affirmations and you repeat that. You're telling yourself that before you go to bed. You can write a fairy tale for your younger version and tell it to her. It might sound silly, but it works. It's like you write a script to calm your nervous system because you don't want to fall asleep while you are like in a negative place in your mind. You don't want to end your day with a with horror in social media or watching a terrible Netflix video, whatever some people choose to do before they go to sleep, because then this is what they bring with them into sleep. This fear. You want to end your day in the most beautiful way, maybe with journaling, maybe with reading something or meditation, depending on what feels okay for you. Try different ways so that you can fall asleep in the most beautiful way. And maybe there is to listen to something on YouTube. There are many good, calming meditations if you need something to hold on to. And then in the morning, when you set your intention in the evening that I am waking up feeling really good, I'm feeling loved, I'm feeling calm, I am, and then you fill in the blank how you want to feel the next day. If you do this before you fall asleep, I can promise you that you will not wake up with this anxiety every morning. And of course, it's not going to happen like this. You have to give yourself time. But it's like, if you think about mindset, if you shift that, if you shift the wordings there, you set your mind, okay? It's like you set the temperature in the room. In here, I would love to have 20 Celsius in my van to feel good. So that thermostat takes care of that. And if you think of your mind as a thermostat, you can set it with the right intention. You can make up your mind before you fall asleep that I am waking up feeling however you want to feel. Calm, relaxed, loved, safe. So set your mind by using your intention, your loving intention. I hope that helps. Try it. Thank you so much for sharing. It doesn't have to be this way. I have to... I have to take a deep breath and move. It only gets worse if I don't move my body. Yeah, if you are in that state of mind when you wake up, it's a good way to get up and move and hold yourself and maybe listen to some calming music and just hold space in a loving way for yourself. But again, it starts already the evening before. I hope it helps. We don't want all these anxious feelings to get stuck in our body, so movement is really, really good. And you deserve a good night's sleep. We all do. Thank you so much for sharing. Don't know if we have any more questions coming in here. I'll stay for another couple of minutes if you want to join. But I think this is such a common thing for us women to feel anxious when we slow down and sit with ourselves. But it is the most wonderful gift you can give to yourself, to just sit with yourself and listen what is coming up, and trust that this is not you. It's not, this voice in your head is not you. I was shocked when I heard that first time. What? It's not me? But it's not. It's our old programming. And the sooner we accept that as the truth, we can overcome this fear of being in silence. We can connect with ourselves on a deeper level and get to know ourselves and understand ourselves by listening. Just take a few steps back in your mind and be the observer and listen to what's coming up. Because again, meditation is not about that everything is going to be silent. Because then we will end up giving up. We will be disappointed. We will feel like something is wrong with me because why doesn't it work for me? If we have that expectation when we meditate, it's not supposed to be like that. It's a very, very few people who has come that far that when they meditate, it's just silence. Your mind will quieten, be more and more quiet the more you practice meditation. Absolutely. Because the secret is when we stop fighting this voice, all these thoughts that is going on, the sooner it tunes down. It will be more and more quiet. But it is when we constantly resist it and we fight it, we don't want to hear it, we question it and we judge it. That's what keeps it on this high level that can make us crazy sometimes. So once we understand this, that again, it's all about giving ourselves time and not think that this is a fast forward journey. It's not. One step at a time, Queen. Thank you for this uplifting and useful talk, says Cindy. Thank you so much, Cindy, for being here, for showing up. Thank you, Jennifer, Lena, all of you who's been popping in here with your questions and with your loving energy. I appreciate you so, so much. And I will be back next Sunday for a new live. What topic? I have no idea. Normally it comes to me in the middle of something, in a meditation or in a queenly call with our clients in Queen Formation, or on a walk in this beautiful nature. If you have any wishes for what you want me to speak about, just comment below and make it happen. But I look forward to see you next Sunday. Until then, I love you. Bye bye.